Welcome to A Simple Life. What a day. It's a little later than normal. Christine and I had a really cool meeting with somebody, and it's pertaining to some things coming in the future. I'll explain more as things unfold, but anybody that follows our channel will not be surprised by what we're up to. So we'll just keep it at that. You guys will just have to wait. I'm gonna go check on the goats right now. It's been 2 days since I cut any trees down for them, and the main reason for that is it was so hot. So there was plenty of stuff that had been cut down previous to that. So right now I'm gonna go up, even though usually I do this in the evening, I'm gonna do it right now because we have a pretty overcast day. As you can see, it's pretty overcast. It's only about maybe 1:30 or so, but it is pretty overcast and it feels like it's more like 4 o'clock. We're gonna go up there and we're gonna cut some food down for the goats and check on everybody and make sure everybody's okay. The boys checked on them yesterday while I was actually harvesting our onions. And so I harvested all the onions yesterday. I'll include some footage of that. And then I put them out on this piece of plywood to cure. And so we had a pretty decent crop. It's nothing crazy, but it's a crop. I'll put it that way. So we have, I did something. It's a positive thing that I was able to get that harvest in. So I did that yesterday, and then I had to run to Home Depot and a few other places like that and pick up some stuff. So right now we are gonna go check on the goats. It turns out my goats were actually already down here. They were browsing through some of the blackberry right along the side of the road. There's a few more coming. So they're hungry. This is them telling me, hey, we're hungry, Dad, feed us. And I totally understand. It's been 2 days since I came in and cut them anything fresh, and that is very odd for me. I don't normally do that, but with the excessive heat, I figured it was worth the precaution. There was plenty of still feed in here for them to get to, so they weren't gonna starve. They just weren't going to be overly fed. All right, well, let's get these hazelnuts on the ground, and I'll take some pressure off this Doug fir, and the goats will be happy. Well, the goats are well fed. I didn't show you everything. I figured you'd enjoy watching the baby goats learn to browse more than watching me cut stuff down. Got the dogs here. They're both doing good. They have water, I know that. The boys came up yesterday and made sure all the waters were full. I'm gonna show you the area that we cleaned already. This is one of the areas that we cleaned. And you can see I limbed a lot of the branches down and I opened it up. You can see how much more open it is. I cut the poison oak so it won't grow any more up my trees. You can see how much more open this whole entire area is. So we're just gonna tie everything in, and it'll be complete overkill, and it'll be amazing, and I won't ever have to think about it again as long as a tree doesn't fall on it. Let me give you an update of what we got done today. We got all our boards up. We got our tar paper layer in, and so that goes all the way around. The only area that we didn't get done is this right here, and it was for a couple reasons. One reason is I happened to just pick a board that had a bow in it. Didn't really think much of it, said, it's not gonna matter. And then I realized I didn't have a bolt in the middle. Yeah, so anyways, I put a bolt in the middle. You can actually see where the moisture is starting to seep through the mortar. But the middle of this is solid, and there's some rebar here, so it actually all got connected. So we're gonna wait for this to set up, come in tomorrow, and I'll tighten that down. I put these plates on each corner of the cooler, and then where I joined up 2 2x6s, I put these other plates like this, which are just to join these up. It's a little overkill, I'm aware of that, but it's just kind of how I'm doing this. I brought the AC unit up with us today, so I took the shell of the AC unit off, which is really easy. It's usually about 4 screws if you ever are gonna do this. There's usually like 4 screws on the outside, and the whole, like all the guts will all slide out on a big tray, and you're just left with this. So I took this and I framed this out, and I was a 1/4 inch off from having enough room to put just a 2x4 here. So I'm gonna take the 2x4 home, I'm gonna run it through my table saw and remove a 1/4 inch from it, and then it'll work. I want it to be a nice tight fit, so that's one of the reasons. This is not the depth that this is gonna be going. It'll be 10 inches from the back side of the wall to the front side of the foam. These shims are just holding this in place. This is not how this is gonna be when I'm done. There will be an angle to this board, but this will all be held up structurally. It'll actually have some type of structure. I may even weld a frame that connects to the outside of the concrete to hold the back end of this up. I probably won't need to because this is gonna be so far forward, but that's kind of where we're at. Okay, the other thing I was just looking at is I was looking at the doorway. And my door that I'm gonna be using is an old refrigerator door, like for like a walk-in cooler, but it's an old one. It's really cool. And what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna frame on the outside, okay? And there's gonna be like basically a board that comes all the way out, and that's what it's gonna be sealed up against. My hinges will go all the way on this side, all the way through the concrete. So that'll work out well. And then on the inside, it will actually be tapered, okay? And that's gonna help my door kind of get a seal because my door is tapered. It's starting to look like a structure. It's really gonna look like a structure once I start framing out my roof and putting my beam in. Once I get the end walls framed out and then I get my beam set up, it's really gonna start looking like a roof. It's gonna be really nice. It's gonna be really sharp. So, all right, well, that's a wrap for what we got done today.